I welcome everyone to the channel, and in today's video we will have brake discs from Shimano for my project. Red Rizik and more. And more. I'm getting used to calling the question Red Rizik even though it's stupid and doesn't sound like a banana. Today with us, RT86 Shimano with ice technology, namely a sandwich or sandwich. People call them differently, namely, in the center we get an aluminum insert along the edges of steel. Now let's talk about everything about it. What it's like, what's the price while you take it out. I'll tell you all the screws about prices at the time of ordering. It was probably 2 months already. The price was 4,600 for two 108mm discs. Follow the link in the description. Go look, there are 86 RT and 76 RT, and from under 160, 180, even 203. I took my favorite standard 180, which 203 is already right in general for some hellish downhillers, and 160 is probably more for urban ones. Even 140 would be enough. Well, it's not only the size of the rotor that affects the braking force, but also the cooling, that is, the heat spreads and branches more or less stronger. I don't know if it's possible to say that it disperses on the disc and cools faster. And there's also such a small nuance, since the brakes will ruin the guide on my project. But I took the Shimano type somehow. Why would it rather have all this? I looked at Sramovski's Spiders 6000. seriously, damn it, Dior XT. Even though it's written, by the way, China, now I'll tell you further why it seems like it's actually quite expensive. But now, let's weigh it and see how much our speakers weigh. Because on an aluminum spider they'll be a little heavier than without. 135 grams. As it were. This is the weight included. Of course, there are 6 mounting screws. And these are the springs, the engravers, the plates that press evenly on all sides. This beautiful disc, which is made on aluminum, spiders without radiators, that's another story altogether. All this also costs more, and I said at the beginning of the video why China is like, well, it's like Dior. This is already on the level of Japan, but there are 2 factories. Remember, there are 2 factories that in Japan do laser engraving, but stamping, they cut everything out with a laser, and because of this our edges will probably not be so sharp and rough. Like here we have China, and here we can see that there are some irregularities. If you move your finger you can hear that it doesn't stick everywhere. Of course, but some here, there's a place that's sharp, right here. If you pick at it with your fingernail, it catches. Well, and so, in general, it's done normally. Further from the inscription, this is of course Shimano. The minimum thickness is 1.5 millimeters. 1.5 is when we already have a disc. So we need to change it now. Our thickness is 18, it turns out to be 18 millimeters. I don't know how quickly they get loose. Well, I hope that not fast, and considering that I will also install metal pads, I read very often that in principle these RT86 discs are suitable for metal ones. There's absolutely no need to sneeze it. Anyway, because it's not written here. Only everything in principle. Remember this. If there it's not written, it means you can safely use metal pads. As they often ask what type of pads are needed. For which rotor, or pads for which pads? In general, just read what is written on the disc. UJ. Rotation. Well, actually it's clear that this is not the side to put here, and it's clear to a fool which way how to screw it on. Well, in principle, what about the RT86? I honestly didn't even pay attention to the fact that this letter N means a modification of fashion. I don't know honestly, maybe it's, as always, a marking of some factory or something else. Well, warning. Accordingly, do not insert your finger when the disc is spinning. It's clear that you may have even seen a video when a foreign blogger has a large channel with 1 million people, I don't remember, express or burn something there. He showed what would happen if, for example, a sausage, he showed the example of a sausage. If it hits, for example, when the wheel spins into the disc, that is, it's as if it's normal and cut this sausage. That's actually what is shown here, is that don't leave the sausages on your fingers, you drive when it spins. Honestly, in appearance it's just done. Actually, it's gorgeous. I don't know how they are original, but most likely this is the original. Because, as I said, there are 2 factories and you don't have to be said right away. Shouto, that's it. The rank is here. The rank is written, that is, it's a fake. No, it's just another plant, that's all. And now probably 90% of 70 of all factories, and not only bicycles, but and other industry is located where it is. Correct, in China. And of course, I also want to add on my own behalf that do not forget, if your fork or frame does not support 180, or it says US only 160 m, respectively, do not use 180 because there is a very high probability that the first thing is the brake mount will tear you off, or the lugs on the caliper mount will tear off, respectively, something will tear off. So these are the ones we have Rotoroo. I hope they will be normally compatible with metal pads and the native organics that rank us if someone suddenly used it with the frame Shimano. Radditor, write in the comments, let's read. I, too, in particular, will dig up something for myself from this comment of yours. But that's all. Don't forget to subscribe. All links, as always, are in the description. Andre was with you. China Channel. Good luck to everyone. Until we meet again.